What's up, everybody? It's Shitstorm here for your wrestling breakdown. Now, as you all know, TLC was just Sunday. Now you're wondering, Shitstorm, why are you doing this by yourself? Well, Novak is not here today. I apologize for any Novak fans, but Shitstorm must do this by himself. Now, TLC is a SmackDown pay-per-view. SmackDown showing they still know what they're doing. Now, I'm not going to say it was a 5-star pay-per-view. I give it a 4. But it still was a fantastic pay-per-view. SmackDown still knows what they're doing when it comes to wrestling. Does Raw? No. Raw needs to take some notes from SmackDown, but that's been noticed, that's been said, and beaten with by it. It's like beating a dead horse. It's just not going to get us anywhere. So until they start learning from SmackDown, Raw is going to suck. Now, right now, as that's being said, I do believe SmackDown is the A-list show, like I said before. Now, we're going to jump right into TLC. Now, the kickoff match was, which I didn't watch because it's something we've seen before. It was Apollo Crews, which I didn't know he was still around. Apparently he is. American Alphas, the Hype Bros, versus Kurt Hawkins, which the Vaudevillains and the Assistants. So pretty much you're taking everybody that's pretty much not on TV and just throwing in a match. That's pretty much what they're doing here. Don't get me wrong, I like Apollo Crews, always have. I'm not a big fan of the Hype Bros. I'm kind of a fan of the American Alphas. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not 100%. I've been a fan of the Vaudevillains since I've seen them in NXT. People are like, well, you know, I'm a fan. And then the Ascension, I have been a fan, but I do believe that they, aren't been used right. It was a 10-man tag, something we've seen 1,000 times. I didn't watch it. I'm sure Apollo Crews and all them did, their usual stuff. It probably was a decent match, but I just didn't watch it because it just wasn't for me. Okay? But Apollo Crews, let's see. Apollo Crews, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros did win. We have a babyface win on TLC kickoff show. Why not? All right, now the first matchup. I thought they'd start with the ladder match. Thinking of my way. Begin with a ladder match, end with a ladder match. But hey, that's just me. But we started out with the tag team: Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt versus Rhino and Heath Slater. Everybody knows, I've said it before, I am a Heath and Rhino tag team fan. I have been. They haven't done much with the titles since they've had them. I mean, they've had a few, matches here. Not really anybody big. Kind of just, But, all that. Heath Slater and Rhino, they're big enhancement talents. They enhance anybody that they're in the ring with. Do not get me wrong. They do great ring work. They have the best ring work I've seen with them two being together. But they really haven't done much with the tag team titles from what I've seen. But they did face Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. I do believe Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are a super team. They are, truly are. It's like it's just like a super team. It's like Batman, Superman. Best stamp I can give for relative people. Yeah, it's a super team. This was a squash match. If you wanted to see a tag team squash match, this was a squash match. Yeah. I mean, no real offense between Heath Slater and Rhino. Pretty much it was just showing the power of Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton together. I mean, it was just, I don't get me wrong, it was a good match. I mean, it was a match of the night. There's only 2 matches I say would be match of the night. I'll get to those. But it was pretty much a squash match. Rhino pretty much did his thing. Heath Slater does his thing. But Bray Wyatt, it just didn't seem. I mean, it just didn't seem like a normal match. It just seemed like I said, a squash match. I'm rambling. but it was a decent match. End of the result, it was Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, of course, winning the tag team titles. Tag team titles, SmackDown tag team titles. I foresaw that. I mean, I didn't do a prediction, but I will do next time. But I did foresee that. What I liked was the end of the match where finally Bray Wyatt gets a title. I mean, this dude has been around for a while. Really hasn't got a title what he deserves. I mean, he deserves multiple titles. He has deserved multiple titles, but he just hasn't got that chance on Raw. Now he's on SmackDown. He's got titles. He's got a title. And I do believe this tag with Randy Orton will build him back up to the main event. I'm hoping for him to go to the mid card and then go to the main event. You know, I want to see him with like the Intercontinental title. I do. I want to see him with the Intercontinental title. But yeah, in the match they had the gold, well, silver, gold, whatever you want to call it. But they had the tag titles, and Bray Wyatt puts over Luke Harper. Okay. Luke Harper kind of looks at Randy Orton like he's still the outsider, because he pretty much is. He's pretty much still the outsider to Luke Harper. Well, Randy Orton takes the other title, drapes it over Luke Harper. It's kind of ushering in the fact that they're all a team. Now, they stand posing there. They're stronger than ever. I liked it. Like I said, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family's been affected in for a while. They just never use them correctly on Raw. I mean, yeah, some decent feuds for Bray Wyatt, but never really got the titles that he deserved. So, that's that. But I do see Bray Wyatt and this being like just a super team. That's all I see it. It took one RKO to end the match. So, but like I said, decent match. Very decent. I did like it. I did appreciate the match. So, next matchup, another matchup that I was not 100% like I wanted to see it, but I wasn't mad to watch it. It was Nikki Bella versus Carmella in a no disqualification match. Decent match. Carmella's come a long way from when she started on WWE, when she came to the main roster. She has come a long way. Do not get me wrong. Because when she first started, it was very cringe. I cringed every time she did a move. I cringed every time she took a bump. I mean, it was just bad. It just wasn't that good. But now it's less cringe. I still kind of cringe with her, but I like her more. I'm not becoming a big fan because she needs a lot more work, especially if she tries to pull this heel stuff. She needs a lot more work. So, I mean, she needs work. But she's getting there. And I do see myself becoming a fan of her. I do see becoming a fan, but she needs a lot more work. So, that's that. Nikki Bella did win. Nikki does need this win. She does. I do see her going as the next contender for the championship because of who she is. But, like I said, this wasn't like a 5-star match. I mean, it was a decent match. I love the fire stingers where she just sprayed till it just went out. Cracked me up. I was laughing at that part. I mean, it was a good match, though. Very physical, very good. Carmella, like I said, she's got so much better as she's went along. I mean, with the Trio Woe, with the candlestick, I did enjoy that. I mean, it shows more of the heel side to her. But, like I said, it just wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the match that I will call. I think it'd be like the last match if I had to rate them. But like I said, it wasn't a bad match. I'm rambling again. So, my thoughts on this one. Decent match. Very good. Carmella's getting better. I see myself being a fan of her as long as she gets more work. Once she gets more work into her more work into her, and she becomes that major heel if they want her to be, then I could definitely see her being a major factor in title reigns. Right now, no, I don't see her being in the title reign. Nikki's going to be. That's a given. I think that's a given with her. But she won with the. She did win, with the Rack Attack 2.0. But it, like I said, decent match, no disqualification. They worked their butts off with this. Now, this is the first match I thought was one of the matches of the night. Probably number 2 was Dolph Ziggler and The Miz final chapter. This was an amazing match. I follow WWE Twitter. I do on pay-per-views. I follow the WWE Twitter, see what everybody says. Kind of engage and everything. I do tweet out a couple times on it. I did tweet out this time. I was kind of mainly because of this match. I was so involved in the match. What I saw, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good match. I thought it was one of the best matches of the night. Number 2 match of the night. The first one was the number 1 match was the main event. I'll just get that out there. But this was just an amazing match. They used the ladders to tell a story. I mean, they were just amazing. They were amazing about what they did with the ladders. I mean, I saw people say that they thought the match was boring. Why was it boring? Because they're not breaking the ladders. They're not doing, constant just spine busters and power bombs and stuff like that on the ladders. That's stuff for like the Money in the Bank stuff. You know what I mean? Or like a John Cena Edge where they pretty much done a ladder match 1,000 times. They just need to add something. This match was like an old school ladder match. The ladders were not the main component, but they were used to help push the story of the match. And that's what the ladders are supposed to be. They're not supposed to be, oh my God, the ladders are supposed to be the main part. We're not supposed to focus on ladders. We're supposed to focus on the 2 people in the ring and the story they're telling, and the ladders are just props to use to tell the story as it goes along. Now, that being said, they were amazing with the ladders. They did so much stuff. The ladders, they used it to the fullest ability. I thought it was just an amazing match. I thought they took bumps that I cringed at. I cringed at some of the bumps that they took during this match. When they hit the ladder, there's that skull crushing finale. I need a drink. Skull crushing finale and hitting that ladder. I even cringed on that one. I mean, it just looked nasty. But I thought this was an amazing match. These 2 could not do any better. I mean, if you put the storyline on Raw, there would have been no story. There would have been this would never happen. I mean, the story these 2 told on this brand is another reason why I love SmackDown. This was a story that needed to be told, and SmackDown said, "You guys go, tell this story." And that's what they did. They told a story, and they built this up. Yeah, you're like, oh, it dragged on. Yes, it dragged on because that story needed to be drawn on. The story dragged on. Yes, most people say that because you're so used to Raw. So used to Raw, where stories are a pay-per-view, maybe a second pay-per-view, and that's it, and then they move on. See, you saw little instances where they added to the story with, oh, somebody came in, Miz faces somebody else for the title, but here comes Dolph Ziggler. That's the way it should be. The story they told on SmackDown with these 2 is the way wrestling should be. Not the way Raw does it. SmackDown is the way wrestling should be. Raw needs to take notes on this. This story between Dolph Ziggler and Miz is amazing. It's one of my favorites. I am a Miz fan. I'm a Dolph Ziggler fan. I have been a Miz fan since he came in. I always loved his cocky attitude. I always loved him as a heel. His face, I don't know. I don't really remember. That's the thing. I don't remember if he ever was a face. But his heel stuff is amazing. Dolph Ziggler, yes, he was good as a heel. I liked him as a heel, but I like him as his face character. I liked him as his face. He's hard worker. That's the way it should be. Why they took the Intercontinental title, I don't know. I think they should. I would have loved to see Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler, but I did see the Sami Zayn versus Miz, and it was still very decent. Sami Zayn needs to come to SmackDown, but that's a different story. But listen, you are listening because you're watching this. But like I said, this 2 stories was amazing. That's why I'm going on about this. They used the ladders so well. I love the outcome. I'm not mad that Miz won. Don't get me wrong, I would have loved to see Dolph Ziggler be champion again. Kind of wrap it up to where Dolph wins. But it's all right. It's all right. I like the fact that Miz won. I mean, they did it tremendously. But that's that on that match. I mean, like I said, it was the best match of the night. Okay, next match we had Baron Corbin versus Kalisto. Now, this match, it wasn't a match that was, it was a good match. It wasn't, let me put it this way. I wasn't bored. When I watch like Raw pay-per-views and stuff like that, there are matches where I just get bored and I go to do something else. I'll still listen to it, but I'll go do something else. This match, it was one of those that I stayed and watched. Even though it wasn't the most exciting match on the night, I still stayed and watched. It was not boring. It was still exciting, but it wasn't like the match that kept my attention like the Dolph and Miz did, but it still was a great match. The way they did the way they used the chairs throughout the match, I mean, it was just amazing. I thought they did the match great. Kalisto, I wasn't a huge fan of when he first came in with the Lucha Dragon stuff. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan. I'm a fan of him on SmackDown. I think they gave him a little more freedom. That's what I like about SmackDown. They give people a little more freedom. But that's my thing. I love it. With Kalisto being on SmackDown, I think he does great. I think the Cruiserweights do need to come to SmackDown because Kalisto would do great on the Cruiserweight. Baron Corbin has come a long way from Raw. He is showing his heel stuff. It is amazing. I love the heel stuff. It is awesome. Like I said, they did great on this. Brian Corbin did win the end of the match with an end of days on the chairs, on the stack of chairs. Brutal, looked sick. I loved it. I do see Brian Corbin being Intercontinental Champion sometime. And I do see that bringing him up to main event. I do see him being a main eventer. Little work, but I do see it. Same thing with Kalisto. I do see him being a mid-card. I don't see him being like the top main eventer, but I do see him being a mid-card, a major mid-card player. But that's the thing. What I like about SmackDown, they're giving people shots and they're showing the talent. Raw's not showing much of the talent. They're showing who they believe is the talent. But they're showing the talent. That's what I love about SmackDown. They're showing the talent. Brian Corbin, I could see maybe being the main eventer. If not, another good mid-carder. Just amazing mid-carder. He could be in that mid-card and just dominate. But that's up to them. That's up to the crowd. The crowd was pretty dead during the entire pay-per-view. There were spots where they kind of came up, but they were kind of dead throughout the night. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Probably at the end of this. But, like I said, great match. Next match, I wanted to see Alexa Bliss and the champion Becky Lynch in a tables match. I love both these girls. I do. I love women. Sorry, women. I love both these women. I see them in NXT when I was kind of spot watching it. I love them both. I love Alexa Bliss's heel stuff. Becky Lynch, I love her. Don't get me wrong. Two favorite divas on the roster. Very good match. Another match that was not boring. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it was not boring. I hate people on Twitter that I said, oh, this isn't. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be the caliber of people were looking at it like, it should be better. This was a great match. It was. And I can't tell you how many times I can say it was a great match because SmackDown shows so much talent with these women that Raw doesn't. Raw is still just pussyfooting around with the divas. SmackDown is not. They're showing who's the best. Raw's got Charlotte like this, and they're just raising her up. And they're keeping her up here instead of knocking her butt down every once in a while. No, she's still up here. SmackDown, you know who's on top, and you know who's going to beat this person on top, and they're going to take the top spot. Charlotte's always on the top spot, and she needs to be knocked down a peg. But when you're on SmackDown, they're showing who's on top, and they get knocked down a peg. I mean, like I said, I love SmackDown pay-per-views. I love SmackDown. But this was a good match. I love the ending. Like I said, I kind of wish Alexa Bliss would have done her Bliss move on top rope onto the ladder on the table, but the power bomb through table, I was not mad about the ending. I thought it was a very decent ending, very good, very good, very good. That's the end of that match. I mean, like I said, Alexa Bliss won, new champion. Alexa Bliss is your new women's champion for SmackDown. I'm not mad. I cannot wait to see what she does with the title. I think she's going to be amazing with this title run. I think she's going to have one of the best title runs. That's next to Becky Lynch. SmackDown is just great with this. I think that's what's going to happen. Last match of the night, and that's what I think. We have five matches, and it was just an amazing pay-per-view. AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose for the WWE Champion. Later, tables, ladders, and chairs. The match of the night. There is nothing that stops AJ Styles from stealing this show. And Dean Ambrose, I mean, they just work together so well. They mold together so much. I mean, just the table spots, the ladder spots, the chair spots, the stuff. They worked their butts off to make this show work. Oh my God. It was just an amazing match. I mean, that springboard on the outside, that flip that AJ did, stopped me. There's just stuff. I'm never speechless during a match. Me and Ryan will sit there and watch it, and me and him we usually sit there and talk about the match. We commentate a little bit ourselves. I was speechless watching this. I was watching by myself, but I was still speechless. So that's the thing. It was an amazing match. I thought it was fantastic, and that's the way it should be. So, that being said, great match. AJ Styles wins because of the interference with James Ellsworth, turning on Dean Ambrose, did a 180 on him, becoming AJ Lackey. It's not known that I'm not a big James Ellsworth fan, but hey, let's see where that goes. But like I said, great match. Now, I'm going to talk about the crowd tonight. The crowd tonight was dead. It was a dead night in Dallas. Like I said, there were spots where they were okay, but most of the match was dead. The only thing that kept this pay-per-view going was Mauro Ranallo. He's the one that kept the pay-per-view going. And from what I saw from other people, his contract might be up, and they might not have him around anymore. That would be the biggest mistake one of the biggest mistakes WWE has done. Because he's great. He's a great interviewer. He's a great commentator. I shouldn't say interviewer. Great commentator. And that's he shows the way it should be. But WWE doesn't like that. They want storytellers, not a good play-by-play guy. They want storytellers. The two people in the ring do all the storytelling. Commentary is supposed to help with the story, but do the play-by-play also. Moron. They knew that. That's what he does, and that's why they might get rid of him. Because he does not. He goes against the grain. That is bull. But I'm just gonna. This is gonna be a short video. But look, TLC, great pay-per-view. SmackDown knows what they're doing. Like I said, love it. Love y'all. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and to Rally and Play. We love you. This is your 3-count breakdown for TLC. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the rambling. Love y'all. See you later.